the MS Michigan Man 64 podcast. My name is Brian Wallace, and I am the MS Michigan Man 64. The MS Michigan Man 64 podcast is about chronic disease awareness. I have had multiple sclerosis for the last 27 years. It's an invisible chronic disease that I've been battling for half of my life. I want to share with you what it is like living with the chronic disease from my experiences and the experiences of other chronic disease warriors. We can fight to have a voice to those that want to listen. Together, we can motivate and educate. Hi, welcome back to the MS Michigan Man 64 podcast, where I am trying to spread awareness about living with chronic disease. I've been living with MS for the last 27 years. I have with me today a beautiful MSer from the state of Michigan, Go Blue. I met Melissa on TikTok a couple months ago, and we connected and we started talking, and she just got diagnosed with her MS last year in 2024. And she wanted to come on to talk about her journey. Please welcome to my podcast, Melissa. How you doing today, Melissa?
I'm good, Brian. How are you? Go Blue.
Go Blue, go Blue. I'm doing all right.
Go Blue.
Yeah, all right,
Good.
Melissa, I really appreciate you coming on because normally I have people on that have been diagnosed for quite a few years, and I just love getting like every aspect of this disease, and to have somebody come on that is so newly diagnosed, I just really appreciate you coming on, Melissa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, it was just September 10th, I want to say, of last year. So I'm new to this whole thing, so I'm still learning.
I know you are.
Still a baby.
I know it. So what kind of symptoms were you having, Melissa, when you like knew that something wasn't right and you went to see a doctor about what's going on?
Yeah. So, Brian, it was several things because I was having like some back aches from a while, like years before that. It was a lot of back pain. But what I think was triggering the ones that led the doctor to send me to go get some more, further testing was the dizziness, the headaches, the fatigue. Lots of sweating, which was kind of like, it could have been the female stuff as well, but I had taken care of that part of things. So I had the surgery for that.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to get an MRI done, and they did show that I had some lesions, but also I had some TIA. So I don't know if that was really part of it. But I kept going back and forth to the doctor with the same complaint. My PCP was fabulous. Kept saying, I have got these monster headaches. And a lot of people, oh, headaches aren't part of that. Maybe it wasn't, but he had the good sense to send me to go get an MRI, which did show I had some lesions in my brain, which then in turn sent me to the neurologist, which, kind of got the ball rolling, which, well, we did the spinal tap and all that stuff, which got the diagnosis for MS.
So did you have any like family history of MS, or were you like because I know that like you're my age, you're right around my age, and like to get a diagnosis like this, that just had to be like a mind-blowing diagnosis.
Yeah.
You're like MS. What
Yeah.
are you kidding me? I'm in my 50s.
Yeah. Last thing I was ever expecting, I'll be 58 November, and that was the last thing, arthritis, all that kind of stuff. And unfortunately, cancer runs on both sides of my family. Unfortunately, I lost both my parents to cancer, and aunts and uncles to that, and heart disease and things like that. But MS was not even, wouldn't even thought of, Brian. That was not even, didn't even really know what MS was, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
when that came up and he told me that, I was like scratching my head, like, what the heck? So yeah, that was not even, but, and especially this late in life, maybe I should have been diagnosed a lot sooner if I had, thought to go that route, or the doctors would have thought to gone that route. But
Do you
yeah,
do
would
you
have never
think
thought.
that you had symptoms a lot earlier, that you were just missing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thinking back now that I know what the symptoms were, and if I would have put, added everything together,
Mhm.
I guarantee you that I had some of those symptoms. And I think maybe some things that I was going through in life maybe exacerbated the symptoms that you know, brought them out more. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had them for a while. I just didn't put the two together. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So,
Which,
yes, so when the doctor did tell you that you had multiple sclerosis and you were like, "Okay, what is that?" I mean, how did you, like,
mhm.
educate yourself? I mean, did you just start asking a lot of questions, or did you go to Google, or what did you do?
Yeah. Well, I fortunately worked in the medical field. I used to work for hospice. So I had doctors in my back pocket and nurses and yes, Dr. Google too, but I was able to ask a lot of questions after the fact. So I did, talk to some of my doctor friends and asked a bunch of questions after the fact. But we'll get to that later. Um, I did Google a lot. I did some research, but yes, I looked up the symptoms. I said, okay, that makes sense now to me. That makes sense now to me.
Mhm.
But it was just like, really, and I had to like educate myself. I tried to get books, which, by the way, there are not a lot of books at the library
Mhm.
on multiple sclerosis like there are for, say, diabetes or heart disease or anything like that. A lot of that stuff you have to either Google or you have to order them off of, say, Amazon because they don't have them stocked at like what is that bookstore? Barnes and
Barnes and
Nobles. They
Noble,
don't
yeah.
have, yeah, they don't have the books like that there. It's not, readily available there. So you have to, purchase them elsewhere. But yeah, I had to do some research and the internet, MS Society, things and such like that online. So you have to go looking for that stuff,
Right.
unfortunately.
How did you accept it, the mental part of it? I mean, you're sitting here,
Mm,
you don't understand what MS is in the first place, and you're like,
yeah.
you're in your 50s. I mean, how did that affect you mentally?
Yeah, it was a struggle. It was Ooh, it was tough. It was like, okay, now what? Already dealing with mental illness. I'm not ashamed to say that. Already dealing with that and going through some things in life. It was like, okay, great. Now I got to deal with this. So it was like, okay, add some more onto my plate. How do I deal with this? But prayerfully and thankfully, I am very strong with my faith. So I turn to God
Hmm.
and my family, and I knew that was going to be key in this.
Yeah.
So I knew that I had to focus on that, and but yeah, it's huge. Your mental health is going to play key in anything that you do. I feel,
Hmm.
especially when you have a chronic illness. So
Yeah.
with my MS, I was seeing my therapist, and also when I started seeing my team at U of M, they suggested a U of M, a neuropsych that's specified
Yeah.
in MS.
Yeah.
Amazing. And they bring out other things that you deal with on top of, you're going already up here with your disease,
Hmm.
and they bring out things that you would have never thought to deal with this disease. And it's just amazing. But yeah, I cannot stress it enough.
Yeah.
Your mental health really plays key. It's right up there, I think, above uh, uh, your physical aspect of it. So
I say
I
it.
deal with it. Yeah.
I say it
Yeah.
all the time, Melissa, that, I mean, I've been doing this 27 years, and the physical part sucks, but the mental part
Yeah.
is the hardest part to me. Because
I agree with you.
you got the changes that come on. You get an episode,
Yeah.
and your vision goes, or your walking goes,
Yeah.
or your hand goes, and you just don't know,
Absolutely.
you don't know if it's going to come back, and that's like
Yeah.
that's the mental part that I think that people just
Yeah.
don't understand that we have to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
We look fine, to look at you, you look like a healthy,
Yeah.
58-year-old female,
Yeah.
but on the inside, that's not the way we feel, I mean,
Turn you up. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And don't forget about the grieving part because you're now grieving things that you used to be able to do.
exactly.
So now you have to adjust to all of that. So it's a whole new world. You have to, you're grieving the old you're trying to adjust to, trying to adjust to the new stuff, as well as your family is doing that too. So you have to deal with, trying to explain this to your family and
Yeah, and that's
help
a
them try to understand. It's a lot.
and that's a great segue into my next question is, how did your
Mhm.
family understand this disease? I know you have an amazing husband. You've
Yeah,
been with him for a long time. You got kids.
I do.
How,
I do. 31 years.
I know, right? I mean, so this is like a shock to everybody involved. How did they understand it?
Yeah. Well, we, whew. So my kids are all grown. I have a 30-year-old, a soon to be 29, and a soon to be 26-year-old, two boys and a girl. And I've been with my husband for 31 years this month, and he has been fabulous. He has been my rock. He is my anchor. He has been just, I can't uh, tell you enough how Joe's been just amazing. We're in this together. We use laughter a lot as our thing when it gets kind of tough. We can laugh about some things, but he also has a chronic illness as well. So we're kind of like, he gave me this, I gave him that type thing.
Okay.
We kind of joke about that. But he's been very supportive. He makes sure that I have what I need when I need it, and I do the same for him.
Yeah.
When I was diagnosed with MS, we were both like, whoa, really? And so, but he gets educated. He's right along with me getting educated. My children were the same way.
That's awesome.
They were right there for mom. Mom, if you need anything, my oldest lives out in Grand Rapids. Mom, if you need me to take time off work to take you to appointments, I'm there. The youngest one still lives with me. He's the same way. My daughter has all of my appointments in her phone because I sometimes forget.
Mhm.
So she will, Mom, if you need this, you need that, I can call her on the drop of a dime.
That's awesome.
They will all be there for me. So they're all, and my sisters that live in different states have been here for me.
It's just
One of
so
them has come
that's
with me, yeah, to
that's
my
just
infusion, and the other one's coming back for my
that,
next infusion. Yeah.
that's
So,
that's just so important, Melissa, to have family around us when we're going through that diagnosis. That even though they don't understand it, they're just there to support us, and that is
yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's very important to our mental health.
It's huge. Having the right people around you, Brian, is so, so important. I can't stress that enough. Get those people around you that are going to support you, not ask a lot of questions. And you don't have to have them ask a lot of questions. They just need to be there for you. And I'm blessed to have that around me. I've got friends and family around me who support me,
Yeah,
and I'm blessed. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
And I wanna be there, and I wanna do that for other people too.
Yeah,
So,
I
I'm
mean,
I'm hoping that's what I can do.
yeah, and I know that's kind of what we are, both me and you are all about. I mean, we met on TikTok,
Yeah.
and we're
Yes.
we're just I know I met you a couple months ago, and you're new in your diagnosis, and you had a lot of questions for
Yeah.
me, and I just think that that's
Yeah.
important that we just all come together and we talk about this disease. And
Yes. Yes. Yep. There's a reason for this season, Brian, and
yeah,
we bounce things off of each other. I learned stuff from each and every one of you guys every time we get on our lives in our chat groups. We have such an amazing community. I just love you guys so much.
yeah,
It's great.
it is an amazing community, and you're talking to somebody that's 55 years old. I didn't even know what TikTok was 2 years ago, and I've
Yeah.
been on it about a year and
Same.
a half. And I'm sitting here, my daughter's trying to talk me into doing it, and I'm like, why does anybody even want to do this? But when I finally broke down and did it, I'm just like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm meeting people from all over the world. I'm meeting Debbie over in Colorado,
Mhm.
it's just, and
That's
Trina
so
down in
awesome.
Tennessee. I mean, it's
Yes.
just such an awesome community. I mean, we're all in this
Yeah.
together, and we just support each other.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I just it gives you like a purpose, because I know for a while there when I had stopped working, and I work part-time now from home,
Hmm.
but when I stopped working, I kind of felt like, you kind of lose your purpose. Like I felt like I didn't have a purpose anymore.
Yeah,
Your kids are grown, they're out of the house, and I was working, the 9 to 5. And then it's like I didn't really have anything.
yeah,
And then I my part-time job, which I'm very grateful for. But then I still felt like, didn't really have anything. And then I found this community and it was like I felt like I can contribute again.
hmm,
I felt like, okay, this is good. I felt like I could, felt I don't want to say valuable, but I felt like
yeah,
I can't, the word I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Like I could help again,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just
I mean,
felt,
you're giving back.
yeah,
You're giving back to the community just by talking about your
yes,
experiences. And that's the thing that I really impressed me about you, Melissa, is that you're so new in this journey and you just want to talk about it. And because
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
lot of people, this disease puts people in isolation. And
yes,
and that's the part that I don't want anybody to have to go through. I mean, you're not alone
right.
with this disease.
You're not, nope, nope. We're out there. So it kind of can be like having it can be a blessing for people, and it can also bring, unique challenges to everyone to get out there. And because you don't know who you can help. You might think you're not helping somebody or reaching somebody,
Hmm.
but you may say something that can help somebody or do something that can help somebody that day.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is what it's about. Hmm.
We share the ups, we share the downs. I mean, even when people are having bad moments, they come on to TikTok, they find somebody, that they relate with in the community, and before you know it, you're having a bad moment, but you're smiling because you're talking to somebody that understands it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And how many times have we cried on those lives
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
and laughed? Oh yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's
Yep.
it's it's great. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm very thankful
And
for
then
our community.
every now and then we'll see a couple of TikTokers that actually get to meet up. Like Debbie's going to be meeting another MSer
Yes.
down in Southern
Isn't that
Colorado.
fabulous?
I know, right?
Yes.
I know,
She
right?
amazes me. She is so like she's just I look up to little Debbie Snack Cakes. She
Yep.
is just I love that girl. She is
Yeah.
something else, boy, I tell you.
Yep.
She is someone that I love looking at her TikToks and
Hmm.
it's like, wow, how does she do that?
Yeah.
How does she do that?
Yep.
She
Yep.
is one
She
heck
was,
of a human.
yeah, she was one of my first recordings that I did when I met her about a year and a half ago. And yeah,
Really.
I just absolutely just love Debbie. I love everything that she's
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
She has so much knowledge with this disease. She
Mm-hmm.
also has POTS, so people can go to her with, if they have
Yeah.
POTS.
With that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an awesome community. Um,
Yeah.
let's
Yep. Yeah.
let's talk about your DMTs. I mean,
Okay.
and how did you get to pick your DMT? Take us through that
Yeah.
journey.
Well, I did not get to pick it. I believe I was just told that I was going to do Ocrevus.
Okay.
So, Ocrevus was, what I was told I was going to use. And I did my first one last year. So they did the half
Hmm.
dose. And then 2 weeks later, you go back to do the other half. So I did my first full dose of Ocrevus on Good Friday. And it went really good. I did have a icky bout of the crap gap,
Okay.
um, and which was horrible. And
I hear a
I
lot.
don't know if I had.
I hear a lot of people complain about that. I've never been on Ocrevus, but I hear people talk about a crap
Yeah,
gap. Is that's the month before the infusion?
yeah, it was not good. It was now my oldest sister was here visiting, and she was great. She was trying to take care of me, poor thing, and I was just laying on the couch, and I was very fatigued.
Hmm.
Didn't wasn't eating much. In pain. It just was, it's a real thing. I thought, I'm not gonna get this crap gap, blah blah blah.
So,
It's real.
so have you talked to your neurologist about that? And if so, what has your neurologist said to do, like to try to help you through that gap?
I don't really think there was a whole lot that was going to help me get through that. Just hydrate and rest was, I believe, that is all that I could do about that. To be honest with you, I can't remember what I did. I think I slept a lot. I slept a lot. The fatigue was so bad, Brian. I slept a lot. But, as soon as I got my full dose, and I'm sorry, as soon as I received my full dose, I think after that, I want to say I had a pretty good run. The first few days after your infusion, you might be a little tired, but it's different for everybody.
Hmm.
Everybody's different with, everything.
Right.
But I felt pretty good. I mean, my last few weeks have been real, real good. I didn't have to use my cane. Um, I, you know, I felt good.
Hmm.
This last week, I think, I'm sorry, after my Ocrevus infusion, I had a pretty good run. This past few days, I've been having some MS hug and a little bit of a headache, but it could just be the heat because, it's like 90 here in
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah. Same thing
So,
here.
but it could be that. But yeah, the Ocrevus, though, I really have to say it hasn't been too bad for me.
That's
And
good.
that's every 6 months. So yeah, and I know that there's the old, the side effect or the, not side effects, but it could cause cancer and all that kind of stuff. And that,
Yeah. Yeah.
the thing can cause that. But that was what they put me on with
There's
the
a,
Ocrevus.
but there's a risk reward with everything. But I mean,
Hmm.
I think that you got to do your own research sometimes. I mean,
Right.
when I first got put on to Sabri, I did the research and I found out about the PML, and I had to ask my neurologist a lot about that. And then, so I mean, I think that you still have to do, it's still kind of on you to do your research, but it's kind of
Right.
surprising that the neurologist didn't at least give you a couple of options.
No, I do not recall. And to be honest with you, as I think back to my first appointment, I don't think that um, I don't know if she gave me, I think my options were to either do it from home
Okay.
or do it there.
Or at
But I
the
don't think I
infusion center.
had
Okay.
at the infusion center, but I don't think I had a choice of the DMT.
DMT. That's
I
interesting.
think it was just, yeah, I could be wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't think I had the option of which one because I was diagnosed with PPMS. So I don't know if I had the option of, and like I said, I could be wrong. It was,
That could
last
be
year and I was,
that could be the reason why they put you on Ocrevus. What was the reason that they gave you the PPMS diagnosis right off the bat?
that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm just curious that, because
I am not sure.
yeah, because
I'm not sure.
normally people start with the relapse remit, and then they get changed as
Well,
it
here's the
progresses.
things. Since I've been seeing my neurologist, the U of M neurologist,
Hmm.
he has changed my diagnosis to relapse and remittent.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so there could be something there. So I go back next month. So I
Gotcha.
will have that discussion with them. Yeah, and that's a good question to ask. But yeah, it's now changed to RRMS. So
Okay. Okay.
hmm
So
yeah.
let me ask you this,
So
Melissa. How
mhm,
being 58 years old, how did you find the motivation to like keep on going and to keep on fighting with this disease? I mean, this is a chronic disease,
mhm,
and
yeah.
I know that this is a life changer. I mean, how do you
Hmm.
what do you find to help motivate you to keep fighting every day?
My family, my family. God, my family, and God.
Yeah. It's so
I mean, you
important.
have to.
It's so important, you know. I mean, whether you're fighting for a family member or for your
Mhm,
pet or for yourself
mhm,
or for whatever religious belief you have, I mean, you got to
mhm.
find something, you know, and that's just
Yeah.
awesome that you have that. You have that
Mhm.
family. You get up every day. I mean, I
Yeah.
do the same thing. I get up every day for my wife, for my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to enjoy what I have left and
Yeah.
and enjoy it the best way I possibly can.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. My mom and my dad, they both, passed away from cancer, but they enjoyed life. My mom was just a little spitfire and she would enjoy life to the fullest. And I know that if she was here right now, she would be telling me the same thing.
Hmm.
She would be telling me, girl, what are you doing? Get up, stop, boo-hooing or whatever. I could just hear her now. And I know one of the last things my dad told me, and he wrote this on a piece of toilet paper, if you will, because he didn't have a piece of paper to write on after our wedding and stuck it on my bed. His last, things that he wrote on, what he wrote to me was enjoy life. And you have to enjoy life. I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah, we got this crappy diagnosis, but you know what? That's okay. We're going to make the best of it. I'm not going to let this disease, this crappy disease, uh, ruin what God's still giving me a beautiful life.
Yeah,
He's given me a beautiful family, beautiful friends, and lots of other blessings to enjoy. So I'm not going to let this bad outweigh all the good. So. It's just a little mountain he put in the way for me to crawl over, but he's given me the tools to crawl over that mountain. So it's gonna be okay.
I,
It's
I
gonna be okay.
I agree with you, Melissa. You know, I mean,
Hmm.
I've been doing this 27 years, and
You've
there
been
are.
doing a long time.
Yeah, that but I enjoy life. You know, I'm to the
Yeah,
point now
yeah,
where
yeah,
it is what it is. I have MS. I can't
yeah.
change it. I don't want to be miserable the
Yeah.
rest of my life, and
No,
I just
no.
want to enjoy what I still can.
And you have to, Brian. There's so much more out there. We're more than just our disease.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying we're more than just our disease, and we have to fulfill that. We have to fulfill that life. So I think there's just so much more out there.
absolutely.
Um, absolutely. Yep. Yep. So true. So true. B Rizzle.
Be Frizzle. I love that name. Melissa, I want, if anybody wants to connect with you on TikTok, like
Mhm.
I did, what is your
Yeah.
screen name on TikTok?
Mama K is my screen name.
Okay, okay. I will definitely put that in the description of the podcast. If anybody wants to follow you on TikTok, Melissa, is there anything that you want to tell anybody that is out there listening that's in a similar situation as you, Melissa? They're newly diagnosed. They've just been diagnosed for a couple of years, and they're struggling. Well, what would be your message to them to find to something to motivate them to keep on fighting with this disease?
Yeah, if you're fighting, know that you're not alone for starters, and definitely educate yourself. Know that there is help out there, and I would suggest if you are new to this and you're, find a community. If you're going to a doctor's appointment, go in there with questions. Go in there with a list of questions. Go in there with something to record, your conversation with with your neurologist, your doctor. Take someone with you that you trust that can, advocate for you,
Yeah.
and know that life goes on. You can still do the things. You're still going to be able to live your life, and know that it's going to be okay. And yeah, know that you're not alone. Know that you're not alone. And also, there's some other Mama K's out there. Mine is MAMA and the letter K.
Got it.
Just
Got
wanted
it.
to throw that out there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I will definitely have that in the description.
Yeah.
Melissa, she's just an amazing lady to connect with. She's just the nicest lady. It doesn't hurt that she's a Michigan fan too. Go Blue.
Go blue.
Yeah, and Melissa, I'm definitely going to meet you. I know that we're going to hook up. We're only a few hours away. I know that I want my
Yes.
wife to meet you and your husband.
Oh, I
If
can't wait to meet you.
I think it's going to be awesome. But if anybody wants to follow me on TikTok, you can find me MS Michigan Man 64. You can also find me on Instagram, MS Michigan Man 64, and you can get me on Facebook, Brian Wallace out of Brunswick, Ohio. Again, Melissa, thank you for coming on my podcast and sharing
Thank you,
your journey
Brian.
with me.
Thank you.
No
Thanks
problem.
what you do. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem, Melissa. All right, till the next episode, this is the MS Michigan Man 64. I am out.